Hey everybody! Thanks for joining me in the middle of the week. It's Hump Day, so I'm posting this on Hump Day. What do you know? Um, so as I'm putting together the clips and audio for the weekend show of House Sparks radio program Mega Worldwide on WCPT Radio, Chicago's progressive dog. You come across things and you're like, will this even make it to the weekend in this election cycle? Because there is so much craziness going on that even stuff that happened 2 days ago, which would be game changing in history, it's like, was that 5 years ago? I don't even remember. I mean, when was John Bolton was fired? When was that? Last May? It feels like that. But occasionally you stumble on a moment where you're just like, wait a minute, what the hell? So this is our first. Wait a minute, what the hell? Little clip piece. See if you can see what really caught my attention in this particular clip. Now, if you follow me on Twitter, you may have noticed that I said something about this already. But what I'm about to go to is this is a clip where Donald Trump is talking about vaping. And they're having a conference about the effects of vaping. A bunch of people have died recently from an unknown illness caused by vaping, excessive vaping, or a reaction to something that they are vaping. No one quite knows. On top of that, of course, it absolutely builds an addiction to nicotine and grows into the actual use of regular cigarettes by young people. And they are worried about the flavor of these vapes, because they are, cotton candy flavored and cherry flavored and raspberry razzmatazz flavored, that this will lead kids into it. It has nicotine in it. These fruity flavors are like candy, and so they're going to issue recommendations to ban these. In 30 days, the ban goes into effect. Now, whether you agree with this or not, it's a curious thing to me when we talk about politics, either lurching right or lurching left or whatever. Understand that the left should take this as a huge win on if you really subscribe to the government should be able to regulate companies who are toxically, emitting toxins into the environment that are affecting consumers, and under the veil of it's just we can sell whatever we want. Nobody's being hurt. You do it by choice, that kind of thing. The fact that the Republicans, by the way, who are constantly accusing Democrats of, wanting a nanny state and wanting control over industry, and this is effectively a carbon tax, if you know what I mean. But they're literally telling businesses what they can and can't sell based on a flavor, not the actual cause. When we outlawed like cigarette ads to children and limited cigarette smoking indoors and limited it to where you could smoke outside, it was related to the direct effects of secondhand smoke causing cancer. And it took a long time fighting that. And the right and the tobacco companies fought tooth and nail to stop that, right? To keep those limitations from going into effect. And the big fight was, it's my body, I should be able to do whatever I want. And the secondary aspect is, if you don't like it, if they smoke where you work, go get another job, right? This was the normal kind of libertarian-esque Republican feeling about how this works. The tough noogies kind of attitude. This all happened. They don't even know why the people are dying specifically from the vaping, what it's related to, whether it's a sensitivity in this particular group of people or an additive. They don't know if they're, adding drugs to it or if they are modifying what's in there. They have yet to figure out what's really causing this, if it's just excessive vaping. But either way, they're obviously marketing to children using this fruit flavor stuff, but adults do it too. That's why every bar you go to that allows vaping smells like you've died and gone to potpourri. And so here's Trump talking with a couple of people in the White House about the effects of this conference that they're going to have, and when we pick up right as he's just defended vaping because of its success as a business, and it's very when he thinks about it as money and jobs, so you got to keep that in mind. That's this is his focus. It's always been money and jobs, so he wants to make sure that this is. And we pick up at that moment. So hold on.
Because I view it as jobs. I view it as income for our country and jobs. Vaping has become a very big business, as I understand it, like a giant business in a very short period of time.
So it's an American success story.
But we can't allow people to get sick, and we can't have our youth be so affected. And I'm hearing it, and that's how the First Lady got involved. And she's got a son together that is...
Hey, she remember what? She does. Oh. Is this from her first marriage?
Son together that...
Together. What the... okay, wait.
And she's got a son together that is a beautiful young man. And
well, it's lovely. Okay, I'm glad she's got a son together that is a beautiful young man. And that's true. Barron's it seems like we don't see much of him, nor should we. Barron seems like a good kid, not a problem. I had thought that Donald Trump was his father, like a lot of people. I had presumed, but that's not necessarily.
And that's how the First Lady got involved, and she's got a son together that is
together. So she's got a son. We have one together. Is the word we? He only says we once in this upcoming thing, and I feel like it's like the Fonzie saying sorry. Like having to say we do this together is just antithetical to his personality. But yeah,
beautiful young man, and she feels very, very strongly about it. She's seen it. We're both reading it.
She feels strongly about it. She's seen it. We're both reading about it. Then he does this linguistic trick that he does all the time, where he says, lots of people, I'm backed up by the existence of other people who give a crap. I'm not giving a crap by myself. I'm not alone in this. I don't go it alone.
A lot of people are reading it, but people are dying with vaping. So we're looking at it very closely. And, if nothing else, this is a conference that's going to let people know about it, because people are going to watch what we're saying. And parents are going to be a lot tougher with respect to their children. A lot of people think vaping is wonderful, it's great. It's really not wonderful. That's one thing I think we can say.
So he dovetails into the parental responsibility aspect of this, which is you find that a lot in in Republican quarters, which is it's not, we can't stop the business from doing. Look, there's a store down the street that they sell. It's just a convenience store, but the owner stabs 6 people a year, but it's but he employs like 15 people. And, my cousin works for the shipping company. So we're not going to shut him down, even though he stabs 6 people a year. It's parental responsibility. We need to make sure, parents need to recognize that even though that place has it's the only thing open and it's got the snacks they want, that they shouldn't go in there. It's parental responsibility to avoid this business owner who stabs people to death. We shouldn't arrest the guy who's stabbing people. Yeah.
Definitely, Commissioner. It's not a wonderful thing. It's got big problems. We have to find out the extent of the problem. It's so new. But we're going to find out. And I hope that parents that... they have children, and
the parents that have children
at a certain age, I hope they're going to be able to make wise decisions, maybe based on what we're saying today. But the commissioner and Alex Azar, they're going to be coming back over the next pretty short period of time.
A pretty short period of time. We hear about that a lot. Something happens, and we're going to deal with it in a pretty short period of time over the next couple of weeks. You're going to see exactly what we're talking about in the next pretty short period of time. Nothing happens.
A couple of weeks. With some very strong...
by the way, he says both of them. He does the short period of time, couple of weeks thing in a row.
Couple of weeks?
Yeah.
Alex Azar, they're going to be coming back over the next pretty short period of time, couple of weeks.
It's like a tick.
With some very strong recommendations.
Can you tell us what the timeline is for taking those flavors?
So they're going to remove all the flavors they perceive as... aimed towards kids aimed completely off the market, and they're literally limiting them to tobacco flavored, and that's it. Any vapes that are fruit flavored or any other kind are going to become illegal by this regulation. Now, first of all, the marketing towards kids aspect of it, the idea that the government can now, according to these guys, determine the flavor of foods totally regardless of the content of products and services. That, you know what I mean? Like, it's literally like saying you can sell nail bombs, and this is an extreme, I'm not conflating, relax. It's like you can sell a pipe bomb with nails. You just can't put a bow on it. We're regulating the bow. It's got to look like a pipe bomb. That's as far. You can still sell pipe bombs, but you can't paint Hello Kitty on them anymore because kids want that. And I can't tell my kid it's a pipe bomb. They just painted Hello Kitty on it to kill you. That's too much work. So, Mr. President.
Yes, so it'll take several weeks for us to put out the final guidance that would announce all the parameters around the enforcement policy. And then there will likely be about a 30-day delayed effective date, as is customary with FDA's good guidance practices. And at that point, all flavored e-cigarettes other than tobacco flavor would have to be removed from the market.
Again, I'm not for these things, but that is amazing. That this is, and remember this, by the way, the next time Republicans are like, we can't get rid of bump stocks, we can't remove AR-15s because that's a violation of your right to bear arms. It's not a limitation on what arms you can use in a civil society and in a functioning democracy and for public safety. No. That's a violation of the right in and of itself. Meanwhile, this is, but we can tell you what flavor things can be.
Tobacco-flavored e-cigarettes, they're
yeah, so they understand, like, these guys have no idea. Well, I love the suggestions that they give me. Maybe if you like, I swear to God, there's like, it's the algorithm that YouTube uses and Google uses specifically is so one track because I don't know if it's a mix between I have one interest and one interest only in life mixed with, according to sales, if people are in the market for a car, they're open to the idea of car right now. So show them all the cars you got. Anybody who's got a car for sale, make sure you get them in front of the eyeballs. That's kind of standard sales practice. Mixed between the two of those people, like, that is a recipe for disaster. We're going to have to do a special video just on how the algorithm is like the mentality of a like an OCD toddler. This is the only thing I want to see. This is the only thing I want to see. This is the only thing I want to see. But that's what a robot program to do that, a piece of software program to do that does. That's a whole other thing. Anyways, thanks for watching. Appreciate it. See you on Saturday.